Hey, what's up, guys? Randall from Odds Jam back with you today, Friday afternoon, going to take a look, see what we can find out there for betting opportunities on the EV page. Feel free, any questions you have about certain games, if you want to see some player props for the fantasy apps, we can do that. Throw those questions in here. We'll take a look at whatever it is that you would like. So we'll go ahead. We'll jump over here to the EV page. Take a look here. I'm going to go ahead and clear all of my filters out. Brian, how you doing? Thanks for joining in today. Again, any questions you guys have, throw those in here. Happy to answer those for you. Let's go ahead and adjust this here. Maximum odds, we'll do plus 200. Just clean the screen up a little bit. So taking a look here, looks like we've got a little bit of value on Novak Djokovic right out of the gate. So looks like that one just moved. Could have had minus 128. It's now minus 148. That would have been a really good bet if we would have been able to get that in. LSU plus 136. I actually really like this bet. I was planning on betting LSU tomorrow anyway. So if we look at this, we can see that the average odds are about plus 122. So, I mean, this looks to be a pretty good bet. We can get plus 136. Next best odds, plus 123. Again, I was planning on taking LSU anyway tomorrow. So let me go ahead and stop sharing my screen. Actually, I'm pulling up my calendar now and everything else. Stop sharing my screen and jump over here to FanDuel. We'll go ahead and log in. We will get that bet placed on LSU. Do like that bet. It looks really good to the rest of the market. We'll take a look at a couple of other things as well. We had our bet last night on FanDuel. That was awful for the same game parlay. Never a chance. Campbell, no touchdown, and it definitely did not go over 43.5 points. So LSU money line plus 136. Again, we can see if we look at this on Bet Online and Pinnacle, two very sharp books, plus 120 on Bet Online, plus 121 on Pinnacle. We're getting plus 136 if I have not taken too much time in talking about this game. So here we go. And I have. So plus 126 now. It was just plus 136. So wasted too much time there in talking. You can see that's just how quickly the markets do move. So you have to be ready to bet those and not wasting time talking, logging in, and that sort of thing. Brian, do you have anything for today's college football games? Let's go ahead and take a look. We can see. Let me clear the filters here. We'll go league. We'll just switch this to college football, and then we can sort by date. So give me just a second here, and we'll see if there is anything out there for tonight. Let me go ahead. It's going to let me sort. So doesn't look like there's anything out there for this evening in college football, but let's just take a look. Let's jump over here to the Odds Jam screen. We can look at college football and see what is out there. I don't know if you want to see money lines or spreads. We'll go ahead and we'll take a look at the spreads though and see what's out there. Harvard, Cornell, didn't even know they were playing tonight. Have no idea there. Nebraska and Rutgers looks like so I don't have actually that game. If you're in New Jersey, you can't bet on Rutgers. I was thinking Illinois for me. So no odds on that particular game for those two. Must be looking there in New Jersey. So it looks like Rutgers is plus 3 in that particular game. Let's hop back over here to that. So it looks like that's the same number across the board. So no real feel on that game if I'm looking at it, just odds wise. Memphis and Houston. Memphis minus 2.5 looks to be the best line on Bet Online. Nevada, Colorado State, San Jose State, and UNLV. I mean, if you're just looking for my opinion, Brian, on a game, I do kind of like San Jose State minus 6.5, minus 110 at any of these books. But I mean, you're definitely, I mean, it's not an EV play, so you're taking a bad number there. But I mean, just me personally, I do like San Jose State from a handicapping perspective tonight against UNLV. So San Jose State minus 6.5, maybe something to look at there. Everything else, I mean, no real feel. Anything for the Blue Jays game? Let's take a look. We'll hop back over to the EV page. Let me go ahead and turn everything on. One cool thing about the EV page is you can actually search by game. So, if you're actually looking for just a specific game, we can do that. So we go Blue Jays here. Take a look at that. And we can see it looks like the Mariners pull minus 1.5 has some value here. BK plus 205 on Barstool and Bet Rivers. Couple of player props, player bases, Mitch Haniger over a half player bases. I mean, that's right in line with the average odds if you were doing a 2-pick. Same with Cal Raleigh here, minus 137, average odds minus 142. So a little bit better there, but as far as just the game goes itself, looks like Mariners minus 1.5 at plus 205 has some value against the Jays. I'm not a big baseball guy, so I don't have any opinion on that game personally, but that's where the line is. No big odds, plus 201. You're getting plus 205. So again, a little value there. Mariners minus 1.5 at plus 205, which I do want to mention. A lot of people ask this question. I think it's maybe a misconception is, these bets are supposed to be bet at these numbers. If you're taking, say, plus 185 on DraftKings, the no vig odds are plus 201. So you're taking a worse number, which makes it negative EV. So the idea of EV betting is to beat the closing line of the no vig odds. So plus 205 is obviously greater than plus 201. So you want to make sure you are always doing that, or at least at the minimum, getting plus 202 probably here. I would round that up to where you're at least getting a fair bet in that instance. Actually asking if you personally bet something tonight. So as far as me personally, I mean, I probably am going to look to bet San Jose State minus 6.5. That is the one play that I do like. Looking ahead, I guess if you wanted to go to tomorrow a little bit, we can take a look at a couple of these games. Indiana plus 22.5 is interesting. Kind of a sandwich game there for Michigan. They've got Penn State on deck. So I like Indiana a little bit in that spot. I actually love Oklahoma here, plus 9. This is actually a really, really good bet. Bet Online, very sharp book. They have this line at 7. You can get 9. So, I mean, I know that's what it's at basically every other book. I mean, Pinnacle's sitting at plus 9, minus 110. But I do like Oklahoma tomorrow, plus the 9 in the Red River rivalry there. Tennessee, LSU, like LSU plus the points in this particular spot. We were going to bet that, but the line moved. We needed to get LSU plus 136, and that line moved on us. Louisville, Virginia, like Virginia a little bit, plus the 3 here. Like North Carolina State, minus the 3. Again, I'm not checking to see if these are EV plays. Chances are they're not because we haven't seen them on the EV page. Just kind of going down, giving you some games that I like for tomorrow. Let's see, 10-8. So is tomorrow the 8th? Yeah. Let's see what else is there that's out there. Kind of like Utah State a little bit against Air Force. Really like Iowa State against K-State. If you look at this is actually a really good bet. So to answer your question, Jay, here, I mean, this is maybe not an EV play. We can go and look here in just a second, but you can see that Pinnacle has this plus 1. Bet Online has this plus 1 at basically, average odds of minus 110. We're getting a full point of value at plus 2, minus 110. So like that would be a really, really good bet. in that particular instance. But we'll hop over to the EV page here in a second and see. And then I also like Arizona a little bit against Oregon tomorrow, plus the 13.5 for whatever that's worth. So let's hop back over to the EV page though. I'll see if I can answer your question there, Jay, as far as like what would be a really good bet or why I would like it. So let's see here. Give me just a second. We'll refresh this. So let's take a look at this game, for example. So Connecticut, FIU, minus 107, under 47 points. So this initially looks like a play that I would be very, very confident in based on what the odds are. So the average odds are minus 120. I can get minus 107. No big odds are minus 113. So I'm getting clear value there. But when I look at this a little bit more in depth, I can see that, most of the market has it 46.5. So I'm getting a half a point of value, which I mean is not a whole lot, but I'm getting a half a point of value in this game at basically a cheaper price than what it would be for me to take under 46.5. So that play would be one that's really, really good. Let me see if I can find another one here. Browns +3. So this is another one that, again, looks like a really, really good bet. We can see the best odds are +120, which would be what we're getting. Average odds are minus 131. So if we look at this, we can see that the market as a whole is sitting at 2.5. So we're getting, and the market, again, looking at like Bet Online, a sharp book, they have the Browns +2.5, minus 115. Bookmaker has this line at 2. We're able to get the Browns at +3, minus 120. So like that would be a really, really good bet as well. So those are two bets just based on the market, Jay, that I would say are really, really good bets that I would be extremely confident in placing solely looking at the market in that particular instance. Here's one here. This was a player prop. This is probably gone now, but Nico Collins over 3.5 receptions +160. Fair odds, no big odds, fair odds +115. You could see every other book was minus money on Pinnacle, +118 on Bet Online, +100 on Caesars. So this is actually an ARB to Caesars, and actually an ARB to Bet Online as well. So this would have been a really, really good play as well. I'm sure this is now long gone. Pablo here, any locks? No, don't have any locks. If you're looking for locks, there's definitely no such thing as that in sports betting. I have plays that I'm confident in each week that are higher than others, but definitely not any locks. If you're doing EV betting, you're definitely wanting to do volume more than just a play here or a play there. You definitely want to get volume there to be successful with that. Brian, any plays on Bet365? Let's take a look and see. I'll go ahead and need to switch my state to Colorado. We'll take a look, see what's out there for Bet365. Give me just a second. So we'll just look at Bet365 only. Let's see here. So that Nico Collins, again, that one was a good bet. We saw that already, +160 on PointsBet. You can get +130 on Bet365. So again, that's a pretty solid play there. Connecticut FIU under 43.5 looks to be pretty good value. Looks like a lot of these, Bet365, some plus money here. Kenny Pickett, passing yards, over 204.5, +105. Every other book has that juiced. So you're getting plus money where the average odds are -111. That looks really, really good there as well. Browns, let's see here. Connecticut. So here's a really good one. I do like this one here, Brian. We looked at this one earlier. under 47 in the Connecticut FIU game. This looks really good. Again, 46.5 kind of being the main line. All of these books are juiced to the under. So this under 47 Connecticut FIU looks really good. And, you know, from an eye test or an eyeball test, Connecticut and FIU are atrocious offensively. So should be a pretty low scoring game, I would think, as well. Am I looking at placing any over-under bets for this weekend in the NFL? I mean, I'm one of the worst total bettors in the NFL when it comes to picking totals. Last night I liked the over, so make that what you will. In terms of like value here, we can just see if there's anything out there. This let's see, now that's 43 on Bet Online. I mean, little value here maybe in this Texans under, or actually no, it looks like Bet Online has that over 43. So if you could get a better number, I don't really see any value in particular to over unders. Just glancing here, maybe some value on the under 46.5 on this Bills Steelers game. Minus 114. Looks like the rest of the market's around 45.5, 46. Pinnacle's sitting at 45.5. Bookmaker at 45.5. So maybe a little value on the under there, but not nothing really that stands out. I mean, me personally, I don't bet NFL totals unless they show up on the EV page because I am absolutely the worst bettor when it comes to totals in the NFL. But let's take a look here real quick for you, Smokey the Cat, and we'll see if we can find any on the EV page that are totals. So here's one here, total points if you're in Colorado, under 47 at Circa for Atlanta, Tampa Bay. Looks to have a little value. Total points under 48 in that Chargers-Browns game has some value, under 46. So that looks pretty good. Chargers-Browns under 48. That would be one that I would say is pretty solid as well. So here's some fantasy tips here. Bench Gibson, Lazard, Knox, Curtis. Breece Hall, Godwin, Mostert, Henderson. Pablo, do I have any money line for the NFL this weekend? Let's see. It doesn't. We'll see if there's anything on the EV page. And then if not, we can hop over to the actually, yeah. I actually like this play. I don't have either one of these books, but the Commanders on the money line, I actually really do like them this week. I know earlier this week I said there's no way I could bet them, but I actually do like Washington plus 120. I think that this is a game Tennessee usually always loses. And I mean, you can see here, you're definitely getting some good value. So this is one that I would definitely look at. To answer your question, Pablo, if you're looking for a money line dog, I do like the Commanders this weekend against the Titans. And then it looks like the Lions have a little bit of value at Circa. Kind of like them as well. After, getting basically embarrassed against the Seahawks. I think the Pats are a little overrated here in this spot. I mean, how in the world Zappy is a favorite is beyond me, but we'll see there. Ebar, nice middle, Florida State, NC State, Trayshawn Ward, rushing yards. Yeah, based on your state, I mean, probably not able to play that. Let me see if I can pull that up. What books are those in? Ebar, if you can tell me. If not, I'll try to pull it up and see if I can find that, and we'll share that here. I'm not sure if we have player rushing yards on here. It looks like maybe we do. Let's see. So yeah, Trayshawn Ward. Yeah, you're exactly right. Very nice middle. Over 49.5 yards on FanDuel, under 62.5 yards on DraftKings. So nice catch there, Ebar. Yeah, appreciate you sharing that. So, hey, everybody, if you're tuned into this live stream, I mean, this is a an 11, 12 yard middle basically. So, I mean, if Ward has anywhere between 50 and 62 yards rushing, you're going to hit this bet. Now, if he doesn't, then you're obviously going to lose a little bit of money, but you have a great opportunity here to catch a middle on that particular play. So Trayshawn Ward, North Carolina State, Florida State, over 49.5 on FanDuel, under 62.5 on DraftKings. So pretty solid bet there. It looks like FanDuel is definitely off here in terms of that line for sure. So when choosing EV bets, do you try to balance the number of underdog or favorite bets you place? No. So for me, I mean, with the EV page, it's all on the recommended filters. I mean, I have the recommended filters off right now, but essentially I'm looking on the recommended filters page, just looking for any bets that are out there that are outliers to multiple sports books. So that's really all I'm looking for. I'm not paying much attention to, minus 105 or plus 105. Like, I don't really care too much about that. I'm more focused on, like, is the bet that I'm placing an outlier to multiple sports books. And so that's what I'm really looking for when doing that. So Formula One, Japan, we do not have any of that. Can be something we can definitely look to get added in. Talked about this middle just a second ago. Appreciate you sharing that. Anybody else with any questions, feel free to throw those in here. Trying to look here to see what else is out there. Let's see here. Aaron Rodgers under 2 touchdown passes. Pickett over 204. Nico Collins over 41. Herbert under 2 passing. I mean, the Pickett play is definitely an EV play. We saw that on a little bit earlier. So the Pickett play I do like. Rodgers, I mean, we can take a look. Let me turn the recommended filters off. We'll search by the Packers here and see. I always like to look to just see if there's anything that has, expected value, or you're actually getting value rather than just, betting random player props. I mean, I guess if you wanted to correlate the Packers team total under, which is an EV play, to Rodgers under 2 touchdowns, you could definitely make the case for that. So if you wanted to correlate that could be one that you could certainly do. Nico Collins over 41 yards. That was a play earlier, I believe, on the over there. It was receptions in the Texans-Jaguars game. So over 3.5 catches. I mean, I guess he could have one that would put him over 41 yards and maybe he doesn't go over. But I mean, I would say, depending on his average, again, that might be something to look at. I mean, I don't see any value on Collins outside of his over receptions, but if you think he has over 3.5 catches and it is an EV play, maybe a good chance that he has over 41 yards. And then to answer your last one there about the Chargers and Justin Herbert, I mean, we saw just a second ago when we're looking at this Chargers game, the under 48 is an EV play. So, I mean, again, if you want to correlate that to him having under 2 passing touchdowns, maybe you do, maybe you don't. That would be something that you would have to kind of determine. It looks like the over team total has just a little bit of value, really not a whole lot, 0.03%. So, yeah, I really wouldn't probably pay much attention to that. Let's see, Brian. Yep, no problem there. Let's see here. Let's see. Somebody asked about market with Jay. So yeah, if you go to our website, let me see if I can put this in. So I'll go ahead. I'll share this. Here's one. This is an article about market with, and then I'll jump over to YouTube real quick and let me see if I can find this video. So this one's pretty good as well. Hopefully this doesn't come on, so we can share this, get this link for you. So here's another really good video that explains market width. So you can check that out. But that article and that video should be pretty helpful and answer any questions that you might have. So how many EV bets do you aim to place per day, Sam? So I mean, it really just depends, on the day. I mean, what I'm trying to do again is, EV is definitely a volume game, but it's not something that you just pull up this page and just blindly go down and bet, every single play that shows up. I would rather have some quality plays over, quantity at times. I mean, looking at this one just moved. I mean, we literally could have bet this 10 minutes ago. Well, not 10 minutes ago, probably 3 minutes ago, but we could have bet it minus 105. We can see now it's minus 115. So, I mean, we would have gotten the best of the number in that spot. So for me, it's more of looking for outliers to the market as a whole. Kind of a number that I've always, I guess, strived for, if you will, is 7 to 10 bets per day. But that's not anything that's concrete. That's just something that I've always tried to do. But again, nothing concrete in that, just something that I've done. And again, just trying to find outliers to all of the sports books. This play actually here, CFL, Hamilton, Saskatchewan, this looks like a pretty good play. This play this game tonight has a lot of meaning for the playoffs. Saskatchewan with the crossover, trying to get into the playoffs. Hamilton trying to lock up a playoff berth. They've got a long way to go, but could see this being a solid play. So what do I mean by quality? So like looking at this play, Sam, if I'm looking at this, I can see that, I'm getting plus 108 odds. Average odds are minus 101. And so, a difference of about 9 cents there. So that play, maybe not as strong as, let me see if I can find another play here. So let's take this Connecticut game. So like this play here, minus 115. So this is a good example of how I can show you kind of quality. So Connecticut versus Florida International, under 47.5, minus 115. Average odds are minus 128. If we look at this game, we can see that the actual line is 46.5. So we're getting, a half a point of value on this play. Now it's not, a half a point's not a lot, but when you can lay 107 on PointsBet, was it 107? So actually, I don't know why that was not showing up there. So, I bet it's because I've got it set to Colorado maybe. Anyway, I'm not sure. But nonetheless, either way, when you can lay 107 or even 110 and the actual line is, a half a point lower, or you're getting, even a point better, that would be a play that would be much better quality than, maybe something. Let's see, let's just look at something way down here, whereas opposed to maybe something like this where, it's plus 105, although this actually looks pretty good because you're getting plus 105. Rest of the market's minus 112. Let me see if I can find an example that's maybe not as good when looking at this one. So this might be one here. Saints and the Seahawks over 23 in the first half. Even money on DraftKings. Average odds are only minus 110. So you are getting a little bit of value there, but the no vig odds are closer to minus 102. So not a huge edge in that particular example that I just showed there. So hopefully that helps, Sam. If not, feel free, email me, Randall at OddsJam. We can hop on a call if you want. We can go through some different examples. It's kind of hard to look at all of them and try to find them here and there. But like I said, if that didn't make sense, we can definitely schedule a call if you would like. So Rays Guardians, This looks like the game for Saturday. So again, this looks like a really good example as well. The only issue I have with this is we're only looking at 2 books. But I mean, Caesars Bet Online, very sharp, minus 104. This line actually just came out. I think this game just ended. So over 5.5. Circa's got it. They've got the line up. So under 6, minus 110. 2 books, Bet Online, sharp being one, has it minus 130. This looks to be a pretty good play. So to kind of go back to your question, Sam, of this, like, would I play this? It looks like a really, really good bet. But my only issue is I would like to see more data here to be able to actually make this play. Like, I'm only really comparing odds with 2 books, that being Caesars and Bet Online. So more data you have, the better, to be able to make, a good judgment of whether it is a good bet. I mean, I'm going to assume that this gets bet up pretty quickly. I mean, yeah, we can already see it's now minus 112. So FanDuel was definitely off. I mean, that's a good bet. But again, I like to see kind of multiple sports books. So I think I'm going to call it. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll be back here tomorrow morning before college football. We'll take a look, see what's out there, see if we can place some bets. As always, any questions, feel free to email me. Check out the links in the description below. If you don't have any of those sports books, get signed up, take advantage of those. Couple of fantasy books as well, Thrive, Underdog. Check those out, $100 deposit match. Get signed up with those. You can use OddsJam to help you make plays on those fantasy apps as well. So appreciate you guys tuning in, and